Okay, so adding to my collection of videos I wanna be posting and making right before Global comes out, I have it on my catalog, is how many gems or diamonds you can get per month. Very sad because everyone used to call it gems, but the correct term is actually diamonds. I'll never get used to it, but how many diamonds can you get in a month in Grand Cross? Separated by a little bit of categories of mid-game, end-game, and early game, but in general, you know, everyone should achieve the amount for the end game eventually. I would say if you are very fast with the game, like I was, you can get to the end game gems in like a month like I did. Or if you're pretty slow, you can get like 3 months. At the end of the day, it doesn't really make that big of a difference, but it makes a difference, of course. So, let me start. Now, going first, oh, by the way, multis cost 30 gems, so when we count gems, be of note of that. But yeah, let's go. So weekly login, you get 6 gems per week from login on global. So again, this video is mainly made for global. When global drops, I have 100% sure that it will be the old login bonus. The new login bonus that we have on JP currently, we actually get 8 gems per week. We get 3 right here, right? And then we get 5 right here. But the old one, we usually get 6. So I'm counting for the old one. So it's 24 per week from just login. Then daily missions, we get here 2 daily missions that will give us 2 gems. So this one is just play a regular free stage, which is not difficult. And then this one's play a PvP ungeared match. We'll talk more about PvP in a second, but play a PvP ungeared match, which is, again, you can lose, you just play the match, it's whatever. And then we also have 2 more gems coming from this mission right here. When you open this tab, it is this right here. This circulates between, it circulates every 3 days if I'm not mistaken. It could be play 3 PvP matches, which could be ungeared or geared. Play a raid, which is this one. Or awaken gear, which I think it's 2 times or 3 times, I don't know. And then you get 2 gems. This is every day, so also computing here for the everyday. And the plus one right here is a login on the guild. I wanted to just put it with the daily missions because it's something that you do daily, and you should do it every day. Because I see people that don't log in on their guilds, and I'm so mad. On global, you'll be called knighthood, but yeah, you just click here on the check-in. Before global, we used to call it prey because it has the 2 hands. Yeah, if your guild has more than 20 members, which most guilds should have, you get 1 gem or 1 diamond, and then if more people log in, you get better gold, but the 1 diamond is what matters, so you get 1 diamond from there. In a total of 150 diamonds per month, if we make the math right, 5 gems per week, times 30, that's 150 gems per month. That's the correct math, right? Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, so new story chapter. Now, for early game players, you should be just trying to complete story mode, so this will not apply as much to you. But how do I go to story? I think it's here. If you're early game, right, you will be completing story missions, and every time you max a city or max missions after chapter 7, you just straight up get 30 gems. But if you max a city on story, you get 30 gems, right? So up until chapter 6, you get 30 gems every time you complete a new story chapter. And you max the cities. After that, you just get straight up. You don't have to max anything. You just do the missions, which are pretty simple. Just beat the enemy, and then you get 30 gems. And you usually get this once a month. I don't recall if they ever skipped a month that we got it. So yeah, we should be getting a new story chapter, in my case, in 2 days. So I will be receiving 30 gems right there. So yeah, that's a monthly thing. Early game people, of course, you'll be completing the old ones, so this kind of still applies. Mid game should be getting new ones, and end game should also be getting. So that's extra 30 gems for the math right there. And we also sometimes get gems in the missions as well. Especially, which one was the tab? It's the first one. I'm stupid. Especially the early ones, you get like 1 gem. From these missions right here, yeah, 1 gem right here, 1 gem right there, 1 gem, 1 gem, 1 gem. So you keep adding up as well. from these story stages, but I don't want to make the math. Whatever you get. So yeah. Moving on. Now this is the most important piece of gem farming, or whatever you call, in the whole game, which is PvP. So this game has PvP, and if you like PvP or not, you have to play it because it's most of the gems. It really is, and it's not hard. It really isn't. So in the first 2 weeks of me playing the game, which I can't talk for everyone. In the first 2 because I'm a psychopath and I played the game a lot. But in the first 2 weeks of playing the game, I achieved this rank right here, which was this one, 42 gems. But early game people, you should be able to get gold no problem, because up until this rank, you pretty much only face bots, and they are super easy because they are super stupid, and they mirror your level. So you'll be facing someone that's kind of a little bit weaker than you every time, and the pattern of their movement is super stupid. They'll always make stupid plays. So again, don't talk for everyone, but up until this stage right here, it's mostly bots that you face. But yeah, any early game player should be able to get to gold, or at least silver 1. So I'm counting early game players gold 5 because, again, it is really easy. In the first 2 or 3 weeks of playing, you should be able to get your gold as long as you play. You get 5 stamina max, 1 stamina per hour. If you constantly play PvP, like every, I don't know, when you wake up, you play 5 matches, and then before you go to bed, you play more 5 matches, you should easily get to platinum and get like 42 gems and stuff. But again, I put different stages and I'll add the math later. But if you're early game, 10 to 26, I put 10 because that's the minimum. Even if you never play PvP ever, you get 10. And then 26 if you get your gold, which again, just like I said, it's pretty easy. Those matches up until gold is only bots. I've never faced a real person when I was playing this. It's only bots. And then mid game, if you got like a little bit more powerful team and you can stomp the bots, you should be able to get to platinum and then masters right here, and maybe even get to masters 1, masters 2. So I put up until 50 gems right there. And end game, which is like, oh, you can play PvP no problem. If you face a bot, it's a guaranteed win, and most people you face, you have a fighting chance, or you win. At least Champions 5, which is like, a lot of people I know, they can get Champions 1 no problem, but they just don't like playing PvP, so they just stay here in Champions 5 because you don't downgrade. As long as you got here, you never go down. So you're guaranteed 50 gems per week. And yeah, so it's really good. I always go for 1 because I want to get the 60 gems per week. So end game, easily you should be able to get 50 to 60 gems per week, and the math goes on. If you're early game, 40 to 104 gems per month, 104 to 200 gems per month, or end game 200 to 240 gems per month, just from PvP, because it's technically the hardest activity in the game. You're facing real players that also want to win, and I personally really like PvP. Again, I know people that don't like it, that's why they just keep getting only the 50 gems, which is fair. 50 gems is still really good. So that adds on to the math, and again, PvP, it's so much gems, it's actually crazy that you can get from this game mode. And then, just other stuff. Weekly maintenance, we have a maintenance every week for adding new content. If we don't have any delays, they usually only give us 2 gems. If we have delays, they give 5 or even more gems. There was one time they gave us 24 gems for a compensation, because like they took like 16 hours to have the maintenance done because they have an issue with iOS. So they gave us 24 gems for compensation for that one. And other times they just give us 30 gems randomly because they said, oh, my bad. So there was one time actually they did that. There wasn't even like any delays. They just said, my bad for the maintenance, just take 30 gems. So that can happen, but I put 8 to 20, which is the average that we usually get per month. So time for the math. If you are a beginner player, wait, where did I put? Yeah, the minimum you should get per month is 222 gems, plus the completions on the whole like game, since you are a beginner, every time you do a new free stage, let me go in the world. Like every single time you do a new free stage, like all of these missions right here, they have like 6 to maybe even like 12 stages. No, not 12, 3 to 6 stages, and every single time you get like a gem. And we have like multiple chapters, right, that you do that, and also we have story mode. So again, as a beginner player, 222 to infinite, you know, you can get a lot of gems. I remember the first 2 weeks I started playing the game, when Escanor came out, I got like 900 free gems from completing a lot of stuff from the game. Like a lot of stuff. So yeah, you can get up to that, but that depends on you, how much you're gonna play and stuff like that. And then mid-game, you should get to 286 gems to plus 30 if you can beat the new chapter. So 9 to 10 multis. Oh yeah, I put in multis here. 7 to infinite multis I put here because with story mode you can really go nuts with the gems. Mid-game, 9 to 10 multis a month, which is very decent. Very, very decent. And then end game, you should be able to get 412. Oh my god, I hate Notepad. 412 to 452 gems per month, which equals to 13 to 15 multis. Doing again everything that I said, and I'm not even counting whenever they give more. Like I said, they randomly gave us one time 30 gems. They give us like, oh, we have recently. Can I still show you my box? I think I can. Yeah, they gave us 3 gems per day for 6 days, I think. So that also adds up, right? That's what, 18 gems they just... Oh, for 7 days, I'm sorry. They just gave 21 gems randomly, you know? So it also has that. I'm just not putting in the math because it's uncertain, right? But there's also stuff like that they just randomly give to us. And then plus when they have events, like we also had this in the past 2 weeks, we had Super Boss, which is more of a mid to end game activity. My boy Ignat, he started playing 3 weeks ago and he's getting it, so I don't want to hear it, but he's also a psychopath just like me. So for Super Boss that we had, the rewards, can I get the rewards? Yeah, 35 gems. If you just completed Extreme, pretty much, you get 35 gems, and that's, I want to say, an early game to mid game. You could have got this 35 gems. So also has gems that I can't really account for because I don't know if they are gonna be there. They'll probably be there, but can't really account for. But there are like random stuff that they also give to us to complete that we also get gems for. So I also wanted to add that in there. So personally, endgame, I'm not putting this in the notepad, I'm just gonna say it. You probably can get like 600 to even, if they are generous, right? 600 to 650 gems per month free to play. Just free to play. Endgame, after you've done all story and stuff like that, and you're just waiting for new chapters, you can get 600 to 650 gems per month. Again, if you are a player that's doing PvP and stuff like that. Now, let me talk about my case, which is it's not semi, but pay to play that doesn't spend that much. So in this game, we have a little thing that is the login packs, which are so good. The login packs are in the Elizabeth section. And again, this is not to the free stuff anymore. I'm talking about pay to play. So this would cost, if you want to be a pay to play player, $57 a month. Give or take, depends on where you live. My case, I pay a little bit more because I live in Europe. It should be like $29 a month, but it's fine. Which is the login packs. This login pack gives you 170 gems in a month. Every day you log in, you get 5, and upfront you get 30, and it costs 25 bucks. And this login pack gives you 59 gems in a week, 7 per day, plus 10 upfront. So that in a month is like 236, 200 and something. So I calculated that if you are gonna do this, which again, if you are gonna be pay to play, I recommend doing this opposed to buying from the regular gem shop. It's just absurd prices. But this login pack is insane if you are pay to play. I calculated again, if you are pay to play, if you are from the beginning, which I don't recommend, I would recommend buying gems only, you know, when you're already playing the game and you know you like the game and you want to support the game, you know. 628 gems if you are gonna do that, which is 20 multis, if you're a beginner player, right? Plus you know, whatever you get from story modes, that can go rampant. Mid, you should be getting 722 gems per month, which is 24 multis. And in my case, I'm end game and I do every activity, I try to get every gem possible, 858 gems. This is my case. So 27 to 28 multis per month, which I think is pretty good. But again, this is the pay to play section. $27 a month, that would be the cost for the additional gems, which is again 170 plus 59 times 4. Alright, that's the video. The game gives you a lot of gems, and most of the reason why is because the rates are kind of dookie. But if the rates were higher, the economy of this game would be unbalanced. And I tell you why. Because of the coin shop. So if you get a dupe of a unit, you can go in the coin shop and use that dupe for something else. If it was 10% chance like Dokkan, we would be flooded by coins, and the economy of the coin shop would be way too absurd. So I still am for upping the rates to like 5%, but I think how it is, it's okay, just because of the coin shop. And the coin shop, you can buy coins as well with our SR coins and stuff like that. So I think the rates are fine. And should you buy, with all being said, with all the gems I talked about, should you use gems to buy costumes? And I think yes. If there's a costume you like, let me take my DML Yodas right here. If there's a costume you like, dude, just buy it. Like, I have every weapon for DML Yodas, just because I want it. I really like the weapons that he has. If I want to use, like, this weapon, I can, this is a free one. If I want to use this weapon, I can just use it. If I want to use this, you know, only if you want, for most of the case. So, there's a costume you like this one, really cool. This one's really cool. You just buy it, dude. You get a lot of gems per month, and multis are not everything. You can use gems for more stuff. And also there's other stuff in the game that you also get gems I didn't even talk about. Every character, if you increase their affinity, you get 1 gem. And if you increase affinity for multiple characters, you get more gems and extra. So there's even more gems that you can get. But I'm going to leave it as that. Again, just for a recap for the numbers right here in the side of the screen, 200 blah blah blah, and then pay to play blah blah blah. Okay, thank you guys for watching. That's it.